Hey, it's Aurelius. Recently, Anthropic announced Claude Design, a powerful tool that allows you to design pretty much anything from mobile app prototypes like this Pomodoro timer created in minutes. It even works. So if I click on Start, it'll actually count down. Here's an interactive timeline of the evolution of AI, all clickable, and it even shows what had happened during that era. We've got an interactive Earth globe like this right here. I can zoom in and out as well. A short video of how Apple started, a landing page of an accounting firm, an aesthetic slide deck like this right here, 10 facts about Anthropic. Here's a PDF guide on the 10 things to see while you're in Sydney. Or how about this beautiful book mockup like this Yoga for Beginners book? These were all designed using Claude Design, and now I'm going to show you how to do it, how to use it, and what Claude Design is all about. Before we get started, I want to preface by saying that Claude Design is in research preview mode, and it's not perfect. You're going to get designs that may not be 100% accurate, just like any new AI model or tool that comes out. And currently, to be able to use Claude Design, you're going to need a Claude Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise account. At the moment, Claude Design uses its own usage limits, so you can see that I've used 100% of it today and can't design anymore. With those fine prints and caveats out of the way, let's get started using Claude Design. What you're going to want to do first is head to claude.ai. Otherwise, head to claude.ai/design. That'll take you directly to Claude Design. But once you're in the usual Claude chat area, you will find Design right here. As a little side note, this is on web. It currently does not work on the Claude app. So we'll head to Claude Design right here. Here's a little rundown on the layout and where things are organized. On the left, you'll see the new project creation section. So if you want to create a prototype, you select prototype. The slide deck tab will create a slide deck for you from a template. You can also use that from a design. You can also use an existing template that you've got, or other is basically everything else. On the right, you'll find your most recent projects. Then you've got your designs, which are pretty much your projects once again. Some examples that you can use, and these are ready-made prompts that you can simply copy. So if you want to start with something like this as a basis, as a foundation, you can do so and then make those finer tweaks later. Then you've got design systems. This is where you can add your different brand guidelines, media kit perhaps, so that Claude Design knows what aesthetics, what color schemes you use in your company, in your business. And this may be one of the first steps you're going to want to take if you want to stay consistent with your branding. So we can click on Create. This will take you to this page where you set up your design system. So more about your company. We've got your company name and blurb, link to your GitHub. This is more technical if you do have anything on GitHub. You've got a Figma file that you may want to import, adding your fonts, logos, assets, any other notes. So you can see here, we use a warm, earthy color palette with rounded corners, things like that, and those finer details you can add right there. If you've got no brand kit or anything like that, feel free to skip that step entirely. To start with something simple, you can click on slide deck and let's say facts about Anthropic, and then we can simply click on create. Any new project you create will take you to this sort of canvas that looks like this. On the left side, you've got your chat window where you can upload any references, resources, images, PowerPoint slides, maybe existing text files, documents. For example, if you've got a document like this, I've got here 10 facts about Anthropic. I've got it all written right here, but I want to turn that into an aesthetic, professional looking slide deck. All I need to do is just drag that file over here. That'll upload it to your uploads folder right there. So it'll reference that. Then this may be the most familiar part for you, which is entering a text prompt. So in here, we've got create a slide deck from the attached doc. Design should match the Anthropic branding, and then you can send away. Otherwise, there are other options right here for you where you can change a model from Sonnet to Opus. Then we've got another attach file, or you can use your voice to describe what you'd like to create, also importing. Once you're ready, hit that send button, and then you should have something that looks like this. On the left, Claude Design will give you live updates, telling you exactly what it's doing, what it's done. On the right, you've got your preview. So everything here is editable. So if we go to edit mode, we can then click anywhere and we can change the text. So about, you can see there. We can even change the color scheme, so the accent colors, background. This is the tweak window right here where I can toggle on and off. Let's turn off the edit mode. But taking a look at each of the slides, we've got 12 slides created. This is the second one. Each page you can see looks quite different, quite dynamic. And this is all done using that simple prompt that I added. There was nothing much more. But going back to the edit mode, what you can also see is if we click once, it'll give you fine-tune adjustments. So you can see here, you can choose from a range of different fonts. We've got the size, weight, margins, all of that, every single element. So we've got this bar on the left as well, on the right as well. There's another great option called draw, where we can draw anywhere, or let's say add a comment. So anywhere right here, I'm going to start typing. This is an example. Okay, so we've got that notes there, and we can also free draw. So right here, and you can see that's done. One of Claude Design's magical features is the ability to export it into different formats. So we've got a simple zip file, we've got PDF, PowerPoint, send it to Canva, export as a standalone HTML, or hand it off to Claude Code. If you choose send to Canva, it'll prepare it so that you can continue editing it in Canva, and you can see that it's done. And we can click on edit in Canva. And now we're in Canva. You can see 10 facts about Anthropic. We've got all the slides there. Now, the thing is, it's not 100% consistent. Take note of the title page here in Canva, and take note of the one in Claude Design. Again, not 100% perfect, but it is in research preview, so we can give them some leniency there. Another great feature of Claude Design is that you can collaborate with other team members by going back to share. Then we've got access, and then you can choose between teammates, can comment, can view, edit, or keep it private. Then you can copy the link right there. Now, I want to show you a couple of other use cases here. Let's say you want to prototype an app idea of yours. For me, I've got this hypothetical example called Pomodoroli, and it's a Pomodoro timer for either a 25-minute or, we'll reset that, 25-minute or a 50-minute timer. Then you've got a tab to start the short breaks, and then we've got a long break as well. To design a prototype, really simple, head to prototype, create a project name. You can either start with a wireframe or high fidelity right off the bat. And then once you land on the canvas, you can either start with a sketch. So you can literally draw. We've got the drawing tool. We've got, let's say, an app here. You can be as rough as you want. It'll understand it. We've got a square or circle tool to switch between, arrows, and of course text. Really basic at the moment. Of course, not the usual prototyping options that you would get using other prototyping tools. But I've sketched this sort of thing. You can see here with the logo, we've got the timer and it's inside this tomato. And then we can click on start, 25-minute and a 50-minute timer. Once I completed my sketch, that's when I went ahead and wrote a prompt. So you can see here, this is my prompt. And then it generated this app where I can then make those finer tweaks. We've got the different colors, accents. And again, if we click on edit, this will give you more fine-tuning options. But this is a great way to visualize your ideas. Now, for this interactive timeline, I created it by simply prompting it for an interactive single-page AI timeline. And all I provided Claude Design was the actual text for each of the areas. So you can see here the AI timeline. And as simple as that, I've got the text, which it then used when clicking on each of the areas right there. So if an interactive historical timeline like this would make sense in your scenario, why not prompt Claude Design to design for you? For this interactive Earth globe that you see right here, it wasn't designed perfectly at the start. Everything was quite blurry and kind of smudgy, but I then added a follow-up prompt so that it cleaned it up and made things a lot clearer. That actually looks like an Earth globe. And you can also add tweaks by clicking tweaks and then adding certain sliders and things that make it even more interactive. For this short 15-second video that I created right here, which is quite simple, quite basic, I simply prompted it with this here. And at the moment, if you do want to export it as a video, it's not available, but a workaround this is to simply record your screen playing the video, and that'll be it. Of course, course, you can export it as a simple HTML file and then upload it to your cloud or your web host, and then that'll play on your web page. As you saw, one of the other use cases is creating a PDF guide. Now, this definitely isn't perfect at all, by no means, and you can see right here, the stock image used has nothing to do with Sydney. Sydney does not have snow unless you drive out like 5 hours. It does look great otherwise, looks quite professional. We've got the Opera House and then a table of contents. We've got the Sydney Opera House right here, and this definitely isn't Bondi Beach. Going down this as well is not Harbour Bridge, but overall we could very well use this design. It's laid out everything for us so that we can then share it, send it to Canva, where we can make those adjustments, replacing any stock photography that just doesn't make sense too. And then comes product mockups. You could very well create book mockups, mug mockups, merchandise, let's say t-shirts. You've got other things to display things on your website, or it could be your Shopify, could be on your Etsy store, just to make it look a little more tangible, right? But virtually. So that's another great use case of Claude Design. Now, a quick pro tip here, so that you reach your Claude Design usage limits quickly, is to simply use Claude Chat to write your prompts first, refine those before entering them into Claude Design. I think in general, with any LLM where they're following up, asking things like, would you like to add this or that, refine it, tweak it, that all adds to your usage limit. So instead of that, use the chat to write your text prompts, refine them before adding them to Claude Design. But looking forward at the pace that Anthropic's going, I think Claude Design will only get better and better with every day coming. Let me know in the comments what you'll be designing or have already designed using Claude Design. I'd love to know. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.